Week 1 is in the books for the Big Ten Conference. I'll break down each game of the Big Ten that happened over the weekend, and let's start with probably the biggest story of the weekend for the Big Ten Conference, and that is Ohio State. Yes, they did win big over Youngstown State, but with a great victory comes a great loss, and that was with Beanie Wells, their Heisman candidate running back, who left the game with an injury to the lower foot. X-rays came back negative today, but they are going to ask for further treatment on that leg tomorrow. They're going to re-examine it and come up with a diagnostic for that leg injury. It should be interesting because the Buckeyes do not have a shot against USC if Beanie Wells is not 100%. Beanie Wells to Ohio State is like Peyton Manning to the Colts, is like Tom Brady to the New England Patriots. This guy means everything to Ohio State. From a negative to another negative, let's head up north to Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the Wolverines, to say the least, did not get off to a great start to their year as they lost to the Utah Utes, a very experienced team in the Mountain West. But Rich Rodriguez, his team is far from being where it needs to be to run that offense. He just does not have the quarterbacks there to run his type of offense he likes. He does not have a Pat White at quarterback. He doesn't have a Steve Slayton at running back. He doesn't have the wide receivers that he needs. Michigan is going to be rebuilding. Look at what they lost. They lost Chad Henne, Jake Long, Mario Manningham on offense. You go to the defensive side. They lost a lot of playmakers there to the NFL. So this team, they're going to get better as the year goes on, as it happens with any young team. But I make this point over and over again. Michigan does not recruit bad freshmen. They recruit cream of the crop freshmen. They're going to be good by the end of the year. Will they make it to a bowl game? I don't know that yet. I still want to see how they progress from week 1 to week 2, because you did see them improve in that game against Utah. They were not very good in the first half of the game, but in the second half they did turn it up and played a lot better. Let's move on to Illinois and Missouri. Illinois did not perform as well as they wanted to in the first half, but then yet again they turn it on the second, only to fall to Missouri, who I think is going to be a national title contender with Chase Daniels at quarterback. They're a very good football team. Illinois did a very good job. I was very impressed with Juice Williams. Juice Williams, 5 touchdown passes. For those of you that think he cannot throw the ball, well, that answers your question. It says Juice can throw it. He's just going to need a lot of help around him this year for Illinois. Aurelius Ben is going to really have to step up for the Illini this year if Illinois wants to challenge Ohio State and Wisconsin for that top spot in the Big Ten Conference. Talking about Wisconsin, they played very well against Akron over the weekend. They looked very strong. P.J. Hill with another nice game running the football. It was great to see him get back on track after a tough year last year where he battled some injuries, and it's great to see them get off to such a great start. And Penn State, Joe Pa, scoring 66 points is very impressive. I know it was against Coastal Carolina, but that's very positive to see that offense put up a lot of points. And here in the state of Indiana, how about IU? They got off to a great start against Western Kentucky. Kellen Lewis, very impressive in that football game. I was surprised to see how well he did. He did a very good job. Marcus Thigpen needs to do a better job at that running back position. And IU is going to be really good this year. Greg Middleton, at defensive end, had to sit out due to some team issues. He will be back next week for Indiana. And you look at Northwestern. Northwestern was they got off slow against Syracuse, which was surprising to me. I watched that game. C.J. Bechet did not look good early on in that first half. I believe he threw 2 picks on the first 2 drives for Northwestern, which got him down. But they did come back. Tyrell Sutton with a big day, and Northwestern ended up blowing out Syracuse in the end. And a very average weekend for the Big Ten. I would not give it a great review because I think Michigan losing to Utah really hurts. I think Ohio State losing Beanie Wells hurts. The Big Ten has been down. They're going to get ripped. That's just people have been treating the Big Ten lately. But hopefully next weekend and the weekend after that, the Big Ten can prove itself. When you look at the Big Ten, you got to win the big non-conference games to get that respect back. Purdue plays Oregon. USC plays Ohio State. Those are big games for this conference. If they can win those, the Big Ten will get its respect back. That is week 1 roundup of the Big Ten Conference. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be back later on in the week to preview week 2. And Joe Tiller and Purdue begin their season as they face off against Northern Colorado, as it's Joe Tiller's last rodeo for Purdue, of an exclusive preview for the Boilermakers later on in the week. Good luck to all Big Ten teams, and let's hope it's a better weekend for the Big Ten Conference next week. I'm Luke Martin for Big Ten Nation.